All right, today I'm taking the handwritten book of Ezekiel that I created in 2020. It is a vertical layout, so I'm going to change it to a horizontal. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and grab one of the pages out of the book. And you'll see eventually that it takes me forever to try to get the background. Because see how the background is a bunch of different colors? So just using a simple fill doesn't work that well. But I tried. The first thing I'm going to do, I've grabbed it, I've pasted it, and now I am trying to do the fill. Okay, now I've cut out most of the time it took me to do that. I'm back on the page. I can look at it and see there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be cleaned up, but I'm going to go ahead and take this copy to the first page. I'm going to add a page at the beginning of the document so that I can make it the cover page. All right, I'm on page 1 now. And I just did the plus to the left. So it created this first page. Now I'm going into the templates that you have access to from the inside of the document, and I'm looking for my desktop, the image that I want to use for my desktop. You know, it's just that wood picnic table looking thing. I've got to get rid of all these different, I'll probably say that until I do. There was a time when every time I got a new document, I would create a template from it, and I have since learned that that's not smart. All right, so now that came in horizontal, so I'm going to have to take it, I'm going to have to go to the gear over on the right in a second and change to custom page. And since I want everything to be the size of the screen now, I'm changing that set size to match screen. And I need to make it landscape, so I just did that. Now I'm going to make my desktop fit that white spot. That is the actual, if you looked at it, that would be called the paper. Back on the gear page. I think what I can do, instead of having to do this each and every time, I'm going to recreate that background. I've got to clean that stuff up so that when I save it, it's the correct size. Now you notice that the tabs and I guess Ezekiel must be on one of the layers that's still open. So eventually I will go and turn those layers off. But right now I'm putting the cropped image onto the desktop. I'm wanting to make it look like, okay, I was working on this today, kind of a thing. And, this is what the inside of this document looks like. And what am I looking for? I think a pen. Yeah. So I'm searching for a pen. I want to lay it on top of the book. Now I don't think I think I forgot to do a drop shadow on that. It may come with it. I can't remember. I'll definitely check that because I like drop shadows on three-dimensional objects. So I could stop there, but I see the white underneath the on the coils, and I need to fix that. But I'm thinking, well, I'll put something else underneath it. Now what am I doing? Yeah, I'm going back to transparency to clean it up again. I do that a bunch of times. Okay, back to the desktop. Now I am searching. Oh, I want to do the fine boundary shape for the book so that I can have a three-dimensional look. Add a drop shadow to it. And I need to change my default. I had it set to the gradient, so that's why it's so ugly. And I'll just turn the gradient off, the fill off, and then I realized, heck, it's not selected, so I've got to select it. And now I've just got the drop shadow on the far left side. Okay, now I'm trying to decide what else to add on the page. So I think about, I'll go ahead and get this document and use the cover of this book. So I see the Exodus, that cover. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to grab the cover, the image, so that I will have a book, quote unquote, that I can put underneath my current notebook. So I've grabbed it. Now I'm just going to tap and get a copy of it and make a copy. And I'm going back to that page again, back to what I'm working on. Pasted it, double tap to paste it, and I put it down on the desktop where I want it. Now probably, now I'm thinking I should have made that book bigger so that it's almost kind of the same size, though I actually did use a different notebook. It's not the exact same book I used to write the Exodus, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Oh, and then I sent it to the back, went to order and sent to back, and it went behind the desk. I forgot the desk is not set yet, so I'm having to grab, or I was trying hard to get it so that I could get that desktop back down to the bottom. So that's what all that little activity was about. Now I'm looking at it and just adjusting the books the way I think I like them. And again, I'm going to go back into transparency because you can still see the white inside the coils. Okay, so back to the desktop. I'm going to turn off the layers that I don't need, the tabs and other layers that are not necessary, before I do the save the background. Now I'm going to look at the menu and try to find the create page background image. Yes, and what that does is goes ahead and crops out. See, the top corner is cropped out and the bottom left corner slightly of the big book. And I'm out back at the desk to check it out. Okay, I believe that's it for the day. Y'all have a good one here.